Over the last decade, Drake has gone from talking about West as someone he admires to exchanging diss tracks and engaging in social media feuds. Kanye has been very vocal on his thoughts about Drake, but it seems like he would bring up Drake every chance that he gets.
Like Drake every week, and when I hear language, I'm like, man, I love that. If Drake make a dope song, we're all a part of that. It's Drake season now.
Here's a look back at a timeline of Kanye's complicated love-hate relationship with Drake. Drake released So Far Gone in 2009, which is a song he recorded with a beat produced by West that originally appeared on the 808 and Heartbreak track Say What's Real. In an interview with MTV News at the time, Drake described West as the most influential person on his sound. Before I ever got the chance to meet him, Kanye West shaped a lot of what I do as far as music goes. So before I met him, I had the utmost respect for Kanye West. I'd even go as far as to say he's the most influential person as far as a musician that I'd ever had in my life. In July of 2009, Drake's music video for Best I Ever Had, which Kanye directed, was released. 1 month later, Forever was released as a collaboration between Drake, Kanye, Eminem, and Lil Wayne. The song was issued on the soundtrack for LeBron James's documentary, More Than a Game. On April 28, 2010, Find Your Love, which was co-written and co-produced by West, was released by Drake. But then, on September 2010, Drake was spotted out at a club with West's ex-girlfriend, Amber Rose, with whom he'd split 2 months prior. In November of 2010, it became known that Drake recorded a verse on West's All of the Lights when an earlier leak of the track got leaked. But when the song was officially released in November, Drake's verse had been cut. In January of 2011, the first public diss came from Drake during an interview with English DJ Tim Westwood when he said that he and Lil Wayne were working on a joint album. He then threw a jab at West and Jay-Z, who were also working on their joint album, Watch the Throne. I heard some other guys are coming out with an album too, he said. There's 2 other rappers that are coming out with an album together. I don't know where they got that idea. West appeared as a surprise guest at Drake's 2013 OVO Fest, and not only did he perform, but he also admitted that Drake had a part in inspiring Watch the Throne. Me and Jay would have never made Watch the Throne if Drake wasn't putting pressure on us like that, so I just want to pay my respects.
His words, you know, that was like a moment I clicked out. I was like, I don't know if this is real or not.
Me and Ho would have never made Watch the Throne if this nigga wasn't putting pressure on us like that.
Afterward, Drake told MTV News that West's appearance was probably the most important moment in my career to date. I think me and Kanye have wanted to express our respect for each other for a long time, and sometimes rap, the business, the competitiveness, and just the heart behind it forces you to not talk to the people you quietly admire.
Career, you know, so to hear him say that and just to feel like, all right, well, maybe, you know, who knows where this goes? Maybe we do music now, you know, like we were supposed to, you know, or maybe we just start talking more, you know, and it's a good thing, man. You know, I came out and said what I said, and I meant it. I meant every word. You know, he's been a mentor to me, even if we didn't talk like how me and Puff talk or how me and Wayne talk. You know, Kanye's just mentored me through his decisions, and I studied the game overall, but I studied him, you know, very closely.
On February 2015, during an interview with The Breakfast Club, West said that he and Drake might make an album together, before adding, he's probably going to be mad that I mentioned it on your show.
Me and Drake had where we was gonna do an album together, and the album is called Wolves.
Jay would have been pissed off about that. Cause when Jay came in, I asked Jay, would he ever do another album with an artist?
He said no.
I said nah specifically. He said no, cause me and Jay already started that.
Yeah, so, and that's what happened. Me and Jay started talking about Watch the Throne, and Drake went and did all the records with Wayne and did the tour, and we never did it. But I just went out and put it in the ether. I put it out in the world.
Right. So you asked
if y'all
Drake?
Don't like it, then y'all can send it right back.
So you asked Drake to do an album?
Yeah, I asked him, and we talked about it, and he said, yeah, we was gonna do it. And actually, you know, he was sending beats back and forth.
West released Facts, and it included a diss about Nike, with whom Drake had an endorsement deal at the time. West rapped, "If Nike ain't have Drizzy, they wouldn't have nothing." Drake released Summer 16 in January 2016, in which he bragged about having a bigger pool than West, specifically with the lyrics, "Kanye pool is nice, mine's just bigger's what I'm saying." Then on November 20th, 2016, during a stop on his St. Pablo tour, West had a long on-stage rant where he alleged DJ Khaled set up his Drake collaboration for free with radio stations.
Killers, please don't send him out my head. Just call me. Talk to me like a man. I love Drake. I love Khaled. But they set that song up, bro. And let me tell you something, MTV, fuck you.
In response to West's rant, Drake said, "I'm not really sure what he's referring to half the time, because in the same breath, I went from working on a project with him to him sorta publicly dissing on me and DJ Khaled for being on the radio too much. I'm not sure why we're the target of your choice that you made that night, and yeah, I accept what you're going through, and I just go and continue working on my own thing." Now we can fast forward to the Drake and Pusha T beef. On August 29th, 2018, West denied that he told Push about Drake's kid. "I'm Kanye. I got major things to do other than be telling him some information about Drake," West said. "I honestly don't care that much, in all honesty." Then Drake and French Montana released a song called No Stylist, and on his verse he would say, "I told her don't wear no 350s round me," in reference to West's Yeezy sneakers. West took to Twitter to apologize to Drake in a series of tweets. He said he was sorry for stepping on Drake's Scorpion release date. During a candid conversation on LeBron James's HBO show The Shop, Drake detailed the betrayal he felt when West dropped his album, weeks before his own album, Scorpion. Drake went on to say that West invited him to spend time in Wyoming to work on some music. While there, Drake claimed he played West his song March 14th, which addresses his relationship with son Adonis's mother. The two even got into a discussion about their personal lives, with Drake showing the photo of his own son, who at that point was a secret.
Working on his stuff. And again, I left Wyoming and I was like, okay, well, we left with Lift Yourself and like a pat on the back, you know, so it's like, all right.
It's all good.
Well, I guess, yeah, sure, I'll try and make the most of this and hopefully he sends some other things through. By the way, I'm in Wyoming, I play him March 14th, I send him a picture of my son.
Oh my God.
I tell him I'm having trouble with my son's mother. We had a conversation, I shared my, So,
In West's string of tweets, he again reiterated, "I told you I ain't tell Push about your son. It's all love, bro, but don't play with me," he said. "You stay too close to be playing all these industry games, bro." On December 25th, 2019, in a 2-hour-long interview with the Rap Radar podcast, Drake said he has no desire to mend anything with Pusha T, and that West was the root of his problems with the rapper. "That's where all of this stems from," he said. "I think that he definitely recruited a guy with a similar dislike for me no matter what he says in interviews. I know that there's something there that bothers him deeply, and yeah, I can't fix it for him. It just is what it is."
Relationship with Kanye West at the end of the day?
I think that that's where all of this kind of stems from. It's all kind of rooted in that situation. Yes, you know, I think that he definitely recruited a guy with a similar dislike for me, no matter what he says in interviews. You know, I know that he can tell whoever, you know, I got love for him and whatever, but it's not love. You know, it's there's something there that bothers him deeply, and yeah, I can't fix it for him. So it just is what it is. I can never, ever turn my back on the things that I've said about him in a positive light, and I still feel all those same things. You know,
picked him up earlier in this conversation.
Yeah, he's still my, you know, obviously with the exception of Lil Wayne, just because Lil Wayne will always just forever be like something else other than one of my favorite artists. But you know, and if I look at Hove as like the guy who truly probably shaped majority of my thinking, skill set, all those things, I would say that Kanye West would be my favorite artist. You know?
Then fast forward to 2024, Drake would get into a string of beefs after Future dropped the song Like That, featuring Kendrick Lamar, that had the world in shock. Of course, Kanye had to get into the mix and wanted a piece of the beef, even if it had nothing to do with him, so he decided to hop on the remix and diss Drake.
Now, do you think he got some shit for Drake? Who do you think wins that
I
battle?
win. I got some shit for Drake and don't nobody want it with me.
Hold up, what you mean you got some shit for Drake?
That's
You got
of
some
course.
shit for Drake?
It's all
Like right now? Like you got some shit ready for Drake? Can we listen to the shit you got
I
for Drake?
shit on him. Fuck him. Like I told you, I put the shit in. I said, fuck this nigga. It's fuck this nigga, and I like him. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's always like fuck this nigga. The little slick shit he be doing. Fuck all that. And that's what it is. But I did do this Like That remix though. I think that's what you was wanting to lead into and shit.
Drake ultimately didn't respond to Kanye, for he was more focused on the other artists that was beefing with him at the time. But in August 2024, Kanye would give Drake a shout out at one of his shows.
This one for Drake. This one for Ian Connor.
Then Drake would release a rare video of him praising Kanye on his 100 gig video compilation and would follow Kanye on Instagram.
I'm the biggest Ye fan, like, period. Sometimes I feel like, man, I can't like it because I gotta go against it, man. But like, that shit tonight was like almost like therapeutic, like, okay, I'm gonna fucking, you know? He said his piece and he said some crazy shit, I gotta say my shit too.
So this shows that Kanye always had love for Drake. Love and hate can be looked at as the same. There was most likely jealousy and envy between the two, especially coming from Kanye, when he seen that Drake would musically break records and surpass him in many ways. But regardless of how Drake may feel, he always had a musical respect towards Kanye and influenced him in his career. And it looks like now that the two are on good terms, for now. Would you be excited to see Drake and Kanye make music together again?